With over 33 years in the mobile bartending and service industry, he is the guy who brings the party and the joy wherever he goes.
She's a seasoned event planner and producer with more than 20 years of experience in sports, corporate, nonprofit, and private events, and she's here to keep things running smoothly.
Together, we are hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters of the wild, hilarious, and unforgettable moments in the world of events. This is the EventTalk podcast with Dave and Rachel. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the EventTalk podcast, hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters. We are here today with Stacey Barra, who I'm so excited to have here. I technically knew your husband first. However, I feel like I've worked more with you over the last, 3 years. Part of the reason you're here today is to talk about kind of event stuff, and I helped you with one of the biggest events that actually is here in Arizona. But you also have an event space that's brand new in the Valley that we're going to talk about. But talk about a crazy history. It's producing, it's on stage, it's an author, it is editor, it's just, you have a crazy background in so many different things. And then now you own an event space too, and still do this huge production every year with the youth here in Phoenix. So how did you get to where you are?
Yeah. Well, that is...
How do you jump into that?
Yes, I know. Well, and first of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. Thanks to both of you. My husband, Rich Barra from 104.7 KISS FM, for those who are in the Valley, and just iHeartMedia in general, the John Jay and Rich show, he asks the same question all the time. He thinks I have way too many jobs, and I do. I have finally labeled myself a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
That
Perfect.
is just what I am.
There you go.
Because I get a hold of a project, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I love to attack projects and just do things. And so, yeah, you listed some of the things I do. The big things I'm involved in right now are I am the executive director of the Miss Arizona organization, and that leads to the Miss America pageant, which is the original, the best, the one that started over 100 years ago. Yes, exactly. Yeah. In fact, just happened a couple weeks ago in Orlando, Florida. And so I put on the show for Arizona, and I've been doing that for about 12 years. And then I recently, because I have done so much in the production and event space, I decided that why am I always paying other people a premium to hold my events at their space? Why don't I just invest in my own? And
it's nowhere near where you live, which is
no,
even better.
Exactly. That is actually true. It is in North Scottsdale, and so along with the woman who you know very well, in fact, who was maid of honor in my wedding, and she does Miss Arizona along with me, and she and you used to dance together.
Yeah.
Her name is Nicole, and she and I are working on this venue in North Scottsdale together, and the venue is called the Hazley, and it is in North Scottsdale off of Shea, very near to Fountain Hills, but it's still a Scottsdale address.
Nice.
So that is my latest project. But she's kind of like me too, in that she does a bunch of things as well. We like to be busy.
Right, definitely. Yes. Well, let's cheers to that and a new space opening. We have a mocktail that Dave's team put together that obviously we can add alcohol. We just tend to record these in the morning, so nobody adds it. But one of these days.
You're going to break.
We'll do this in the evening with an Uber. With 3 Ubers.
Yes. Or when we do it live in person, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
The EventTalk podcast live. But what do we have today, Dave?
Well, Pour Masters made you guys a mango lemonade mocktail with a lemon garnish. It's all fresh. So Steph made this in her kitchen.
Cheers.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. This is such a good idea.
Space.
Thank you. Yeah, I want you guys to come to the space and record the live podcast there.
Ooh, I like
about
that
we do
idea.
that?
I would do that.
I like that.
We got to do the grand opening. We got to do the monthly networking.
There we go.
We should have our networking there.
Yes.
We have the
please.
Wedding and Event Network. We're looking for places.
There
Oh, well, my door is wide open.
We have the EventTalk in person to host
Oh, yeah,
there.
you
But
can
yes,
do
I'm
that.
coming to see it on Thursday, so I'm super
We're all
excited.
so excited.
entrepreneurs. At
We
Oh,
are.
so you know what I'm
I have
talking
4.
about.
I think you're in there too. You have more than me.
Well, yeah, I think we're giving each other a run for our money because, like just being busy and doing all these projects, it
Keeps it
kind of, yes, it does. And it keeps you enthusiastic and excited about life.
Learning. I like to
Yes.
learn new things. That's why with events, everyone's like, well, what type of events do you do? Weddings? And I'm like, no. That's usually the last thing I want to say, but it's everything from, farmers markets to festivals to dog events. I mean, it's all these different things, and I just like going into a new experience, and I think you're the kind of
Yes.
the same way, so that's so cool. Well, today, obviously, we're here to talk about kind of the behind the scenes of the event space, and you have not only a lot of background in events, but like attend a lot with Rich, and
Yes.
just Rich kind of being in the public eye and, doing all these things. He's also the MC of the Miss Arizona thing, which is
Yes.
so funny. It's so funny seing him in a different world. That's
And he, that's a behind the scenes for
my
you
God.
guys. He, hates it.
You know you're going to talk about him today?
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
And he is so funny because, he's so natural on the radio, but when he MCs Miss Arizona, he is he just does not like it whatsoever.
Because he can hide at the radio.
Oh, well, I think it's because I'm then technically his boss, even though I'm not really. I think he perceives it that way, and he doesn't want to let me down or something like that. And I always say to him, you never, ever do. You're just the most fabulous MC ever, and everyone always gives him great feedback.
Yeah.
But he just holds himself to an even higher standard because it's for me, it's my event.
Yeah.
And so every year I have to beg, borrow, plead, to get
Yet he knows
him.
he has to do it.
Right, exactly. But man, he does not want to.
Oh, that's hilarious. I know. Well, it was funny. We had Eddie and Joy Johnson on at some of our first podcasts, and I planned it as she plans, he attends. And then I was actually talking to Blake, who's John Jay's wife.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, Blake, we have to do another segment where she plans, he attends, and thinking it's John Jay and Blake. And I'm like, no, now we need to do one with Stacey and Rich. She plans and Rich attends. And I'm like, this could be our whole thing of couples. She
That's
plans,
true.
he attends.
Yeah.
And do 2-part series. So it's coming, people.
I
But-
like these ideas. See, you can never stop with the ideas.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. Okay, so you've had over 25 years of production experience at some of the biggest things you can do. I mean, Miss Arizona is huge, let alone going into Miss America. What are kind of the biggest lessons you've learned from some of these?
Ooh, expect the unexpected for sure. Let me give you a peek at what I would say was the most stressful event I ever produced for Miss Arizona. And it was several years ago.
It wasn't when I was the judge.
No, yeah. Rachel judged one year and did a wonderful job judging. But one year, those shows, I pour my whole heart and soul into those. And just a super quick backstory on that. The reason I do it is because my dad, and I feel like you know this, but
story.
Dave probably doesn't know.
No, this is brand new.
That my dad was a professional illusionist, or in casual terms, a magician. He was actually David Copperfield's mentor, the great illusionist David Copperfield. Wow. They were best friends. I grew up going to David's apartment in New York. I was at his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. We were really good friends with our families growing up, essentially. And I learned my love of performing and events and the stage from my dad. So I traveled with him to foreign countries, did a lot of stage shows. We performed at the time, it was, I don't even know what it's called now, but it was in LA, the Staples Center. Is it still the Staples Center?
So, yeah.
So we performed there, for example, and that was a great experience.
Huge.
A huge venue,
Right.
performing. And I learned from him, expect the unexpected, because you never know what could happen, no matter how hard you prepare. But my tribute to my dad, who's now passed away, is pouring my heart and soul into every show I do, because in 50 years of performing, that man never missed one show. He would put a bucket on the side of the stage in the wings if he had, say, the stomach flu, and run off stage, vomit, come back on stage, and keep going. The show must go on was his mantra. Yeah. So that's my mantra. So anyway, okay. So I am always like, going on very little sleep when I put on shows and events because I am going to make it as perfect as I can. Well, I am ready to put on the show of my life here a few years ago, and everything's ready. I feel like everything is going to be perfect. And then all of a sudden we're at the Mesa Arts Center, which is where Rachel judged, in fact, because that's where we've had it every year. And the power goes out. And I don't mean just in a little select place. The power in the city of Mesa goes out. Wow. And it is a government building. And so we had no power. We had no AC. We had no lights. We had no ability to raise the curtain. We had no sound. I mean, we had no ability to put on a show. Yeah. And you've got an audience of 1,000 people ready for a show, and you have no power. Mm-hmm. Now, that is the scariest thing ever, because you realize how you have no control in the end. Ultimately, that is something I can't control. Yeah. And that was so awful. And I just about had a nervous breakdown. And I mean, I'm a Christian person, so I prayed so hard and was just praying that the power would come back on. We were making contingency plans, like, okay, I guess we're going to have everybody come back tomorrow, because they were telling us worst case, even if the power does come on, let's say in an hour, it'll be too hot, because it was June. Mm-hmm. They were like, you'll have the power, but it'll be too hot, and you can't put the show on.
No backup.
So I mean, we were stuck. It was going to be a problem. And then, miracle of miracles, the power comes back on. We're just about to do the show. And then we learn that our sound operator, the guy who runs the soundboard, is missing. Okay. So where is our sound operator? Everyone's ready to go. We just avoided a cataclysmic event for 20 minutes of no power. We can't find the sound operator. Finally, the rumor is, and I will neither confirm nor deny, but the rumor was that he was perhaps getting high in his car.
I was like smoking a joint somewhere.
But then it was like, oh my God.
Oh,
exactly. He's like, I can peace out and I can go enjoy myself.
Power.
So finally we were able to wrangle him back in and do the show.
Oh my God.
Was he stoned?
He did his job. Let's just say that.
I'm not confirming
or denying.
He did his job.
He did his job. Yes, but I mean, it was just like, that was the most hair-raising event I have ever done, because so much of it was out of my control.
I'm surprised they don't have a backup generator or anything like that with the.
I mean, it's such a big venue. I don't know how you would have it.
I mean, the whole city went out, so obviously somebody did something.
Right,
yeah,
right. Exactly.
But it's like, it's one thing for an AC unit, or it's one thing for lights, or it's one thing for, sound, but literally a whole theater building. Yeah. That would have to be a big generator.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be.
I mean, hospitals have them.
Would.
But it's an old building, too,
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh my God.
Wow, that's
funny.
crazy.
That was,
Especially for that big of an event. Mm-hmm. It's one thing, your wedding, we'll do this,
Right.
We'll get candles.
Yeah. I was like, we got a candle guy that can come just light up the stage with candles.
Right. Bring a speaker. I'll use my Bluetooth. We'll have music.
Oh my God, powered. It's battery powered. Oh my gosh, how funny. Well, and that's something obviously that happened that yes, the power going out, but how you fixed it and how close call it was. That did your guests and the people in the audience, let alone the ladies walking across the stage, how did that all play out?
So what was the time limit from it went out, you think, to went back
stage?
On?
It was about a 30-minute time delay. So it was out for about 30 minutes. So everything got pushed about 30 minutes later.
Perfect.
Okay.
But then the sound guy pushed us another 20.
Okay.
Stoned.
I'm sure he was. Let's just say he's not been back to the venue since.
I'm just teasing.
No, I don't know.
Of all people to say anything about Stone,
But, so, and I just remember, I think the biggest frustration was just that finally we did get the power on, but then we still couldn't do the show. And that's when I lost, like I was actually okay with the power being out.
Yeah.
It was when, oh my gosh, now the power's on and we still can't do it. That's when
Where's
like
our
I
sound
think
guy?
there might have been some tears involved at that point. And Rich was like, okay, do I just need to go out and vamp? And I was like, yes, please. And I'm like about to push him out on stage. And then I hear this in the back, like, he's here. And it was like, oh, thank you.
And most people there probably that were there understood. It has nothing to do with you, right? So they were just waiting and being patient and helpful, hopefully.
Yeah. So when it was all said and done, I think we started probably 50 minutes late.
Oh, that's
which wasn't
It's not ideal,
It
but
didn't get
it's
too
not.
hot
But no, thankfully, since the
30
power was
minutes
just
is
out for
easy.
30, it was okay. But then the show was.
Well, and people don't realize too, I mean, yes, disasters happen day of, but there's a lot of stuff leading up to things that you're just like, oh my God, even you rushing here today, you had a vendor come into your brand new space, kind of unexpected time or delayed in time, which, you know, we're such a timeline person. So even in the planning phases to it or deliveries or prep or site visits, if something's off, it's like that can be almost a disaster in itself that people forget about. So.
No, that's totally true. In fact, like the reason I was late coming here today was because we had an unexpected visit from the city of Scottsdale because we've been going back and forth about, I know this is not exciting, so we won't dwell on it, but about our sign permit.
Oh, yeah.
And I
I
have learned that our venue is in an environmentally protected, like scenic area where they're trying to make it look like the Sonoran Desert. So our sign must comply.
Is it biodegradable?
Well, no, it's like the irony to that is I don't think they actually care. I think what they care about is that it looks like
It's biodegradable.
It's like the McDonald arch that's in Sedona. It's the only turquoise McDonald arch in the whole entire world because it had to fit into the aesthetics of Sedona.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so the signage has to kind of fit with the Sonoran Desert vibe, which, And so the guy paid a site visit today unexpectedly to talk about my permit. And it was like, oh my gosh.
Well,
that's okay.
And you, Dave, can talk on permits and all that fun stuff that happens behind the scenes leading up to events, which I think that's its own podcast in itself. It's probably more of an educational one than a funny one.
That's usually the Board of Health.
Board of Health,
before
for us,
that
it's
event
the cities.
starts,
I mean, it's police, it's fire, it's you name it. It's crazy.
All those
lot of
things you
paperwork.
don't think about. The paperwork part of the process, and that's not any fun, but
well, and then
it
the city has to
happen.
approve it before the state approves of it, and then you get this thing. I mean, liquor.
Oh, and then the neighbors are going to go, wait a second. I don't like the color.
That's the whole reason he's there. He was like, we've got some people with way too much time on their hands,
that's
and
how it
they're
always is.
and they're complaining about this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, good grief, I have 5 jobs. How are they complaining?
Right.
You know, like, but he's
because
like,
there's nothing
they
else
don't
for them
have
to
5
do.
jobs,
Right.
and that's what.
And that area you're in's a lot of retirees.
Yes, and that's what he said too. Yep.
Got to make everybody happy.
It's like the homeowner, HOA, it's the Karens.
Yes, right.
Karens can be guys. I did see a guy Karen the other day. Just saying.
They call them something else.
Yeah,
They're
what
called
do they
Karens.
call a guy Karen?
I forgot, but we can Google it when we're done.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Comment below what it is. We don't know. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, so obviously you try to make everything perfect on stage.
Yes.
And even with Rich, you try to make things perfect on stage. But there's obviously a lot of funny things that kind of happen behind the scenes. I know from dancing, I had like 2 dances back to back. And so they got me off the stage, like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds before the dance ended, running backstage, quick change, throw everything on. I had to have like my other costume kind of under, but then I had to have a different hairstyle. The amount of stuff that goes on behind stage and quick changes with dance, I'm sure has a lot to do with the Miss Arizonas, but like also just in events, period. Are there things that like looked perfect, but behind the scenes you're just like pulling your hair out, or the person who's having to do it is?
I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that, because that is really honestly that's often
the normal
the truth.
Yeah,
is that it's like, it's funny that my dad was a magician, because it's like, it's all smoke and mirrors, you know, truly, it really is. The things that are popping into my mind, I remember once doing a show with him, and I was his female assistant, and I'm supposed to come onto the stage, and I, much like you in a quick change, could not, I had to come on in bare feet because the illusion required bare feet. And my shoelace would not come off. Like I physically couldn't get my shoe off because of a knot in my shoe. And I can still see my dad on stage waiting for me. And he's like, he had to stall because he's looking into the wings and I'm not coming out. And finally, like, it was the funniest thing. It sounds so stupid. He bends down onto the ground and picks up a piece of lint, looks at it, and hands it to the male assistant, who then looks at it, and that's their way of stalling while I'm getting
Oh my God.
Because people thought something was right.
Something's happening on stage while someone else is behind stage breaking my lace to get my shoe off. And then I finally race onto stage and we do the illusion. So, I mean, just stupid stuff like that happens all the time. And then I can think of, like one time there was supposed to be like a floral delivery and we got our times mixed up and the event was starting as the florals were delivered.
Magic, the florals were there.
And magically, like it was like all hands on deck. And within like 5 minutes, every single person, took a floral and set it up, like something like that. But I feel like that type of thing happens almost more often than it going smoothly. And
so true.
The only time I actually remember an event going really smoothly, ironically, was Rich and my wedding. That is the only time in my entire life where, other than one thing going wrong, and it was a very minor thing, everything was perfect. And I have no idea why.
Did you have a planner?
It was Nicole, who double
I was literally going to say it was either the venue or Nicole.
It was Nicole, who's
you have the right planner, and you're set.
Yeah,
and I'm sure she's pulling her hair out behind the scenes
Oh,
at some
right,
point, but you didn't see it. So
We'll
in
have
that
her on
case,
next
she will
to talk
tell
about
you.
your wedding.
In fact, I've got one that she'll tell you. The florist, because I'm very nitpicky and perfectiony, and you're like, yeah, right.
I just meant it.
I know. And I wanted a perfect shade of peachy pink blush to be my color. And believe
I don't even
me,
know what that is.
I know. No one does. It's like, even Nicole was like, oh my gosh. To the point where we did like the Unity sand, and I actually ordered 2 colors of sand and mixed the sand to create the perfect shade of peachy pink blush. And that is like now lore, like, it's like a story within the Miss Arizona organization, this love of mine for this color. And
pink.
I guess when the florals arrived that day and they brought the petals for the aisle, it was a bright pink.
Ooh.
And Nicole told me just the other day, she said to the florist, she was like, we need to go in and pick out every single one of these bright pink petals that are mixed in with the white.
Yeah.
Because if she sees that, she will not walk down the aisle. And she's like, oh, you think I'm kidding? She will not walk down the aisle. And I think she was really exaggerating, but she got her point across, and they picked out every single petal.
In this case, she's your client. And
Right.
you got to make your
only had
client
white.
happy.
Yeah, so
white.
it ended up only being white.
Okay.
Yeah, but because they, in their heads, that pink was the same as
The combination
as
colors.
blush,
Yeah.
and it was not. So there's another for you.
There you
where
go.
I had
Good job,
no
Nicole.
idea, but
Good job,
Nicole,
Nicole.
yep, she's a rock star when it comes to events.
Yeah, she was a killer dancer, phenomenal. Like, I'll never forget her in like this one dress, and she was phenomenal. And even
So behind the scenes, okay, hold on, I gotta go.
Okay, sorry. Memory lane
Behind the scenes, like someone play instruments, some sing, right? The girls.
for Miss
Yes.
Arizona.
Right, from Miss Arizona. Has anything like broke and their instrument didn't work, so they had to come up with something else?
We have a lot of microphone issues happening, and you learn things every year. For example, we started learning that a lot of girls like to sing with a headset mic. And we would notice
use
that
your
girls would use
The Britney Spears mic.
Yes, the Britney Spears mic. And then they'll wear these big earrings.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the earrings
Click,
and
click,
the
click.
mics start interfering.
Right.
So we, this past year, made a rule. If, you cannot wear an earring that with a headset mic. That's the rule. If you break the rule, first you
just take your
can't.
earring off,
But
right?
But if you break it, that's on you, and there will be no redo for technical issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that someone did break the rule and they kept their earring in, and
you're
then there
hearing
was click.
through the
That's
thing.
'Cause it's
not
hitting
on
the
us
microphone.
then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's a technical issue that we have tried to solve through years of fine tuning.
Yeah.
And we had girls go through rehearsal with those earrings in, and we're like, that was in the rules, but then they took them out for the real show. But yeah. So you learn
But any
things like that.
instruments, like
Instruments
say someone's playing a guitar and all of a sudden there's no guitar,
Or the strings
and they
break.
went. She goes, "Okay, I'm gonna try gymnastics." out of
Oh, like
nowhere."
totally changing the talent on the
right.
spot?
Because they didn't have what they were supposed to.
Okay.
I
don't know.
think
I've never been to one.
that has happened, but I've had people, sadly, like who were dancers, injure themselves, and then they had to magically become singers.
Right.
Things like that. There's always you really do need to have a plan B
Just in
in
case.
something like that, because you just never know what could transpire. And if
Can imagine what's going on in the back with
Always
makeup
have two
and
talents.
hair and-
yeah, really, yeah.
I'm a good
Like
cook.
have
What are you
backup
really good
dresses.
cook? What are you gonna do? You're gonna
Well, no, because think about like a singer could lose their voice, get sick and lose their voice, or a dancer
Yeah.
could break their ankle.
Wasn't it
you
Miss
know?
Congeniality where she was supposed to play the cups and then the girls in the back drank all the water in the cups? And so she
Right.
had to do the self-defense, and she like got her partner on stage and flipped him over. Wasn't that
Oh,
Miss
that's right.
Congeniality?
Yes.
So
That
don't
movie?
drink the water. Yes.
Yes,
With Sandra Bullock.
a very,
She's
very funny
hilarious.
Don't look at
movie.
me like I'm supposed to be.
It's a classic.
It is a
It's like
classic.
classic. And
Very
they came out
funny.
with 2. I don't know if they ever did 3, but yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Like she was supposed to play the glasses, so water and like lick your finger and it makes all
Oh,
that
yeah.
like noise. And then the girls in the back of the scene drank the water, so she didn't have her sounds, and so she did for self-defense because she was FBI.
Yeah, you're right.
She was FBI.
She was FBI
guess that's
hiding.
Watch it on a Sunday under a blanket, I guess.
And you should get some whiskey.
It's a really
Yeah,
cute
yeah.
movie.
It's cute. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, I was going to ask something about vendor and talent mishaps, but I like your guy, sound guy, not showing up. Were there any other fun ones? Especially, I mean, you haven't been in your new event space long enough to have anything in the event space happen, but
Not with vendors. We've had a lot of contractor issues where, I mean, it's been unreal. And not that anyone's probably interested, but the amount of times lately, like we will order an order of, let's say, candlesticks, or an order of, just some decor or something that we need for the venue. The amount of times we get something that's either not the right item or broken happens constantly.
yeah.
It's not an Amazon thing. It's a local delivery.
It must be, because I mean the amount of, like, I don't know, something's in the water, because I swear we were going to have this grand opening of our event this month, like September, and it's delayed virtually a month, not really because of us, but because of things like that. Just that shipments keep getting delayed because we'll get it and it's broken and we have to send it back and get a new one. I mean, constantly.
Mirrors.
It's
like,
mirror.
I mean,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Vases.
Only certain
like,
people make certain things. and
Right.
so if it breaks on the way there,
yeah,
And
and
the
then
trucking company doesn't hear it, pick it up, and it just shatters, and they went, "What the hell?"
I guess not.
Huh, that's interesting.
And
it's
speaking,
like who is at fault for it? Like,
Well, the trucking
Yeah.
company.
it should be.
it should. We had one though, and this one was priceless, where the trucking company actually called and said, "We have your tables, our tables that are getting delivered for big parties for the space." And they're like, "Do you have a lift and also people who can take it off the truck?" And I'm like,
heard that many
"Well, I'm not the delivery guy. That's not my job. I ordered it,
Yeah.
and I'm the person that paid the money for someone to
deliver.
deliver it. So could you possibly work that out?"
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, like
We've heard that a few
you
times.
just have to tell me that my money isn't actually paying for shipping, because I
Well,
thought
it's
it
just
was
shipping. It's not taking it out of the
Right.
truck and putting it
they
in the
need
venue.
to explain that part,
Right.
because I think people assume
Yeah.
that it kind of includes the whole process. So
Right.
the last time we ordered tables, we went with a different company after that and got more tables. And the FedEx guy shows up, and I had my same conversation, was like, look, it's just me here and it's you. Are we going to be able to do this? And the guy was so nice. He was like, no, that's my job.
Aw.
You don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I've got my dolly. I've got my lift. I'm bringing in your tables. And I swear, this guy is now VIP and he is coming to the party. I love this guy because he is going the extra mile and doing his job. And that was like, he like, it's so funny that you learn when you're in this position, I think now that I'm in, of being like a space owner,
Venue.
that, venue owner, that people just rising to the occasion and doing the job you're expecting them to do is worth its weight in gold because
Go above and beyond.
Yes.
what's
True.
expected.
exactly
That's how
it
all services should be.
exactly
Say
and when
one
you
thing.
find that service or that company, you want to stick with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Because
teach that all the
yeah.
Well, and even as a planner, it's like I make expectations kind of minimal, and then when I know I'm over delivering, they're just happy.
Right.
And it's like that's what everybody I feel like in the service industry should do is like, yes, promise, what you can, but then also over deliver as
Yeah.
much as you possibly can too, because it makes them feel special.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the right thing to do,
It is.
especially in an event. We talk
Yeah.
about it all the time. You're having a party at your home. It's 50 people. To us, it's no big deal. Right? That's 50 people, but you've got your hair done. You've made your husband clean the house and
Yeah.
pick up dog poop. And these 50 people are very important to you. But so a lot of the vendors are like, it's just 50 people.
Yeah.
But to you, it's a big night.
True.
So you got to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because for you, that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's a
we
good way of
we
putting
use
it.
that in our book all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They expect us to bartend. When you're not bartending, help with the food, clean the bathroom, pick up dog poop, do something,
Yeah.
and watch where the client goes, oh my God, I didn't know that you did that kind of stuff. And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that next level.
true.
Next level, exactly.
And I think that crosses over to other industries. It's not just the event.
Any service.
For sure.
Any service.
Yeah. Okay, so we're almost up on time, but I did have
Really?
Yeah, I know.
What the heck?
It's so fast. Right?
that is
It's like so
fast. I know. We had to.
Do a double.
What is the? We'll have her back and do the.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do the
she
venue.
plans, he attends.
I love
there
it.
you
I think
go.
that'll be
That's
fun.
So, what's the funniest, most surprising reaction you've ever gotten from a client or a live audience?
Oh gosh.
Anybody faint on stage? I'm sorry.
Well, sadly, yes.
Okay, I'll go back to
I know that. Yeah, no, that does happen, and that we're like,
Anxiety.
make sure you bend your knees
Don't
and
Straight, drink water.
yeah, because I mean, I can think of we've had that several times happen, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Can you ask the question
Yeah.
again?
Sorry,
Because
it's my fault. I'm sorry.
Funniest and most surprising reaction you've ever gotten from the live audience, or maybe even a sense of a client. If you don't want to go down the stage route, go down the party planning route. But most surprise reaction.
surprise reaction.
I can go, but it's dance world.
I think you're gonna have to go because
But
I
give
feel
her
like
an
I've
example.
already
Give her an
done all
example.
mine.
Well, so when I was younger, I was mostly a tap dancer. I love tap dancing, and so I was part of a group that wasn't in the competitive era. We performed this number that was a cappella, which is no music, just taps, and I think it was called War of all things. That it just was such an incredible sound and such an incredible performance. I think the whole audience when we were done was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just goes to the point where the studio was like, oh my gosh, we need to have this as a competition. Like they need to go to competition and win awards. And we were not a competitive group. But at that time, because it was such a phenomenal dance that Susie put on, she was the choreographer for it. So I think just the crowd reaction to that of just like, oh, this isn't like the premier people. It wasn't a Nicole dancing on stage.
Yeah.
It was basically like they just didn't expect it from us. And then the next year we actually went again because she did not a cappella, but we had these like sticks and it was kind of like an Indian tribe, and she just killed it every single time. And everyone's like, they got to
The creativity is what
the
did it.
creativity, but I think just having the expectation of the audience, thinking maybe magic, they're going to do this. And then it's like, oh, I didn't expect that. It could be the beautiful ladies on stage, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just going
It
down
was too
rabbit
hard of a
holes
question.
here.
Too hard of a question.
Sorry.
Was it-
just a surprise reaction?
Well, I feel like all of my answers come back to my dad's magic shows,
Yeah.
but so the only one that comes to mind was there was this trick that we did where I'm sure you've seen a lady be sawed in half. But we took it to the next level and did what's called the double sawing. So 2 ladies are sawed in half at once.
Oh.
And then my dad switched our
The bottom half.
bottom halves, and we come out in each other's pants.
Oh my God.
And that
That's hilarious.
got quite the reaction.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I
So
gotta
how's
think
that?
How'd this work? Let me try.
Yeah, behind the
So
scenes.
all of a sudden,
all of our viewers and listeners
Yes.
can think about the
Yes.
Yeah,
the
never happened.
illusion
Yeah.
that's happening.
Yes.
That's Photoshop.
Photoshop,
On
right.
stage Photoshop.
That's
Exactly.
Live.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. So, and I mean, I knew who your dad was, but I forgot that whole side of you when I asked you to come on the EventTalk podcast. But I think it's such a great, fun story. And
It's just a fun,
yeah.
a fun way for me to like realize the older I get how much those early years, because that was, you know, like teen through early 20s, really shaped what I'm doing now. So
Right.
I guess that's why,
the
especially now that
creativity.
he's not with us anymore, that's why I kind of pay tribute to that.
well, he's with you every day.
Yes, exactly.
And in all the things
In
that
all
you're
the
doing.
things I do.
Exactly. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining
you.
us
That
today.
was too fast.
I know. That's why I said we're going to have you back.
thanks.
We're going to have, Rich on. We're coming for you, Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Beware. We're going to tag you here. And, yeah. Anyway. So, but thank you guys, everybody, for joining us for the Event Talk
Yay.
podcast. Hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters with Stacey. Thank you. Thank you. And we will catch you
Wait,
next
do your
time.
thing. Do your thing.
Thumbs up, share, like. Not kiss,
Right.
Dave. Not
Kiss me, yeah.
Shirt. I don't know, but all the things you're supposed to do on the podcast. We suck every single time we do this. So thank you for joining.
Download and like and all that stuff.
Tune in next time.
Thanks for tuning into the Event Talk podcast, hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters, where every event has a story. A big thank you to our guests for their laughs, stories, and lessons. If you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your fellow event pros. Until next time.